let's go right back out to the My Files homepage, Derek. So in terms of adding collaborators, let's walk through actually adding a collaborator to.
Sure. So just a couple of questions here that we'll address as we go through. Can they have some type of notification that there's been an upload or a download? Yes, absolutely. So there's email notifications to all users that are involved and relevant to the project that you're working on.
Yeah, let's look at the news stream first, actually. Before we go and do the sharing demo, let's go on. Oh, terrific. You've got it here.
So here's actually what we were talking about as far as the news feed that you'll be familiar with in LinkedIn,
Facebook, any social networking tool.
Right. So I can see here that marketing campaign was updated by our marketing director 5 days ago. So that's updated today. We see that this presentation was updated three hours ago by me. And you can share this link with somebody if I wanted to go back to it. I could go straight to uploading a new version of this file. So if for instance, if we go to my files, I just click on this. I can review this. I can download it and work on it if I'd like. And then I can just select upload new version. And then you just get a simple window that comes in, and then you would add a file just like you would with.
Let's go ahead and do that. When you grab this, I put the Prezzo on the desktop actually. We've got a question here from Thomas. Can you preview common Mac files also? Key point. You can, Thomas. We're not heavy Mac users here at the company. In fact, I think I'm one of the only Mac users. So I doubt we've got any Mac files in this instance. But what we're seeing Derek do here is upload a file. So we talked about earlier how easy it is to use this as a purely browser-based tool. You just watch Derek add a file to that version history, right? Thomas says he's not either, but my clients are. So Thomas, your clients are going to be very interested in the new SOS Online Backup for Mac, which we're launching soon. So keep your ears out for that. We'll have another product launch webinar just like this one in the coming weeks. All right, so looking at Derek's news stream now, you can see that that file's been modified. He's actually uploaded the version that I edited just before the webinar started. So can you pull up the version history for the file now, Derek? Oh, it's actually a different file name. So, okay, but you can see it's added to the overall version history for that particular file, and you can now see what's current. We can make any of the previous versions current as well. Don't do that, Derek. So, again, very detailed audit controls built into the product out of the gate, and very sophisticated access and sharing for all files and content types. Let's walk through actually adding, let's create a folder, add a file to it, and then collaborate and share it with somebody. Okay. So I'd love to encourage more questions and what you'd like to see in the product from the group. We've got quite a large group of people in the audience today, so just let us know what you'd like to see and what you'd like us to cover. So Derek's just created a new folder in his top-level folder. He's now grabbing a couple of files. We'll be adding drag and drop on files, by the way, very soon. So you'll be able to just drag to this interface, but right now you just use the browse tool. You can do multiple files, so Derek could have selected 5 files there, and it would have uploaded all 5 at once. So Upload Manager is pretty powerful. So let's go back to the top directory so we can see what we've got. Let's go to My Files Home. So we can see the new folder Derek's created just there, updated 12 seconds ago, Test Collab. We're now going to, this is where we get into different types of users. So 2 things, and actually it's related to a question here from Thomas. Please show adding a non-member and use this guest charge as a new member. So there are multiple user types in the system, right? We've got non-member sharees, and they're just like sharees over in the SOS backup stack. These are people who don't have accounts but can get access to the content. So let's walk through that. Remember, we're looking at a non-member sharee right now. So Derek's going to hit share in the right-click in the drop-down menu. You'll see to the left of the arrow it now says shared. Let's click on that and stop here. So here we've got a bunch of options around a folder we've just created and populated. One, we can, to the top left, invite collaborators to this folder. We're not going to do that just yet because that's actually adding a member. So a collaborator is a member, somebody who's got an account. Let's look at the other option we've got for non-member sharees. So send this link We can email links straight out to somebody. Let's do that, Derek. Can you fire that off to your Gmail? So we can add as many people we want to add into this interface right here, and we can share content out on a folder level or a file level. We can add a message, and remember, this person does not need an account. They're still going to get access to all the core features. We can, like for example, preview, etc. All right, so we've sent that link out. Now, also, see that secure link there? Just clicking that copies it. So if I had Outlook open, I could flip across to Outlook, and I could just paste that. And if a sharee clicks on that link, this is what they get. So this is directly analogous to the public sharing option in the SOS core product, right? Where you click on the link and you get access to all of those, that sharing functionality as a non-member sharee. Great, let's go back to the product. Okay, cool. So now,
also when you're signed in, you'll know what kind of user you have. So this is an example of having a guest user. So there's guests and there's collaborators. A guest just has access to download the file or to make a comment. If you have a collaborator, you'll actually see next to your name up here, it'll give you a little status of what type of user you are. For me, it says admin, but if I were to go into one of the other accounts, it would say business.
Let's go into Jeff's account again and show that.
So let me go home here. So here it changes here to say biz. And if we have an outside non-user, so somebody, let's say it's just a customer that you're collaborating with, whether it's just for approval, because there's an approval plugin, which is really nice. So if you just want, for instance, for those of you who are partners of us, we sent you an email with a mock-up attached, and then you're waiting for an approval response. Nowadays, we would just use this tool and send you an approval link, and then you would just approve that through using a collaborative account. So this is biz. If you were just in a collaborative account, it would say light. And the difference is that the Collaborate user that's light can download files, and they see this interface, and they see the potential for all the different features. But if they select anything, say the preview mode or edit in the cloud, it would come up with a message that says this is available for biz or pro users only. So that's what we were talking about with the viral spreading of this service, is that you can invite non-users, and they don't count against the number of users your company has or that you as a reseller have, but it automatically creates a yearning to upgrade to that full user spot that would take away from that. And
a deep yearning. I like that, Derek. It creates a deep yearning among your users to buy this product from you. All right, we've got some questions here, and which we're going to answer, some of which will necessitate some walkthroughs. Scott says, when you share a link to a non-member sharee, will the link be rebranded to our own, or will it show as SOS Collaborate? It will absolutely be rebranded, Scott, if you become a rebranded white label Collaborate reseller. Thomas asks, can a non-member upload a file? Absolutely, Thomas. That's what we currently calling it incoming folders, but we'll probably rename that to something like your file inbox, because that's really what it is. It's an email inbox but for files, allowing you to accept files from just about anyone. Let's not demo that, Derek, right now. Let's come back to that. So in terms of actually sharing content with a member, what we're going to go ahead now and do is we're going to share that folder that Derek just created in his account, and we're going to share it with Jeff, and we're just going to drive Jeff's account and see what happens. So Derek, let's go ahead and collaborate on that folder you created between your account and Jeff's account.
Okay, so since I already have Jeff as a collaborator, I can do this two ways. I go to Collaborator and View Collaborators, and I have Jeff here, and it lists the different folders that he is currently collaborated on. So I can go Action, and I can invite to folder, in which case it pulls up the other folders I have, and I can do that right here. Let's say he's new, so let's go back to the other. So for first-time collaboration with somebody, we have the folder here. We click the action box and just go to Invite Collaborators. Here I would just enter Jeff's email address, and also moving on, we will have a list where there's a function when you add a user to view all other enterprise users, meaning under this company. So you would actually have a quasi-pick list, exactly, that you could choose from rather than having to do it like this. And then spelled correctly.
Yes.
So I could give access type to simply viewing or viewing plus editing, and I could have a description like, Jeff, this is what we were working on. Please review slide 15, whatever we want to do. I invite collaborator. So Jeff will now receive an email, but let's say Jeff has already signed in into his account. So let's go to sign in as Jeff. Now I have this notification right here that says from Derek.